Let's meeting in order. Let's call this meeting in order with pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
President Moreno?
Here.
Director Brown?
Here.
Director Payton?
Here.
Moving on to item number 1, minutes of the special meeting held August 14th, 2025.
Recommendation should be accepted. I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Moving on to item number 2, minutes of the regular meeting held August 14th, 2025.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Moving on to item number 3, committee reports.
Mr. President, your marketing committee met on the 22nd. Your executive committee did not meet for agenda setting because everyone was out of town. And we'll get it fly via email, so we'll move on. And that's all I have to report.
Thank you. Moving on to item number 4, general manager's report.
So there's a few things going on. Runway project kicked off Monday before last, but a lot of it was preliminary. Monday they did the asphalt test strip. It was fully tested, they passed, and yesterday went into full production. And they were out there doing it again today. And as the oral words from our engineers, all milestones have been accomplished to this point. So they're doing a great job. We've had some good media responses from it. KSBOI was out the Monday before this past Monday, and I spent the morning with Dave Alley from KEYT, showing around. The president had a chance to be interviewed. That's airing as we speak, so we'll get something out of it. Dean Scully from Newshawk as usual, did a great job. Wrote up not only the runway project, but touched on a lot of things that we're working on. So we had a really good Newshawk this article as well. So also our solar project has actually started. You'll see the empty parking lot, but I promise you it's started. We got a new tree planted out as part of the tree replacement process. There'll be a project discussed later on your agenda that is a tail onto the solar project. In our effort for customs marketing, we talked about how we're going to participate in the NBAA and get the word out about opportunity for GA Customs. Local rep for NBAA reached out to me a few weeks ago and said, hey, there are, I didn't even realize this, it made perfect sense, I should have done this years ago, but there are regional chapters that are affiliated with NBAA. There's Southern California Aircraft Association, there's Northern California Business Aircraft Association, and they last week had a meeting in SLO. ACI Jet, Bill Borsman hosted them. I got sick Thursday, but was able to go up there Wednesday night. The president was there both days, and we should have joined them long ago. We are now members of both associations, and they're the people we should be talking to about it's their business of coordinating business aircraft. So and so I was really happy I was glad NBA reached out to us because I've been talking to them and said, hey, you need to participate in this. And I saw the regional director and he was telling me, this is what we do for a living. Just tell us what you need to do and we'll show you the way. So I'm feeling a little positive about it. Next,
Where do they based at?
NBAA, that's somewhere around DC.
Yeah, but NCBAA is up north and the
SoCal's down south, whoever, it's all on the fly membership organized, so. Whoever's office is the president or the secretary that year, I guess, is where they're from. Next week on the 3rd, Econ Alliance will be holding, let me get the name of this right. the Cross-Industry Infrastructure Forum from 10:30 to 2. Got 2 seats left at our table. If I think you and Steve are already on board. And I think Chuck and Tony will be out of town. But if you got anybody you think that would like to participate in this, they'll couple hours, there's gonna be lunch served and it's gonna go over all things infrastructure. So I'll be one of the presenters going over an update of what the airport's doing. There's a panel hosted by Supervisor Bob Nelson. So just wanted to know, and that is all I have. Thank you.
All right. Any questions from you? Moving on to number 5, finance report.
So we have the demand register. Is that separate? Yeah. We'd ask that you approve the demand register that's presented.
I'll make a motion. One second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye.
I do have a question. Since on the things that delinquent tenants, is that one?
They paid.
Okay. That's a good.
All right, is that all for finance?
Yes, Mr. President.
Moving on to item number 6, public session. Statements from the floor will be heard during public session. Request to speak forms are provided for those wishing to address the board. After completing the form, please give it to the clerk. Requests requiring board action will be referred to staff and brought on the next appropriate agenda. Members of the public are cordially invited to speak on agenda items today occurred. Staff reports covering agenda items are available for review in the office of the general manager on the Tuesday prior to each meeting. The board will establish a time limit for received testimony, in this case 3 minutes. The board reserves the right to establish further time limits for received testimony. That being said, I don't have any,
Are you talking or no?
okay.
Are you talking?
I'm here at the pleasure of the general manager.
Okay. All right. Okay.
All
No agenda.
right.
So you're not complaining about us? No.
So we just write his name on the table, I guess, it's a standard, right?
Now we're good.
Now I'm letting in the next.
Oh, understood. Okay, moving on to item number 7, presentation by Christina Cole and Karen Sherwood with Advanced Aviation regarding marketing for air service.
Hi, team.
Hi, Christina
How's it going?
and Karen, thank you.
Hi, everyone. Hi, nice to see you. Good evening from New York State.
Late evening for you. We announced that you guys are here to talk to us about advanced aviation, and we do have the public behind you, but they can't really see you, sorry.
No worries. So did you want to tee it up? Do you know anything about our firm yet? Did you want to share a little bit about the history of our relationship, or do you kind of just want us to explain who we are and how we came to the meeting today?
Sorry, yeah, so Christina, Karen and I know each other from conferences for air service development. She's at all the conferences, usually presenting or attending on behalf of other airports. And so when we needed a marketing plan for the new air service, we reached out. And so here they are.
Yeah, thank you. I wasn't sure how much the board knew, but it's great to see you all. Thank you so much for inviting us to walk you through our presentation that we put together. Just to give you a little bit of background on who we are Advanced Aviation. So I'm Christina Cole, I'm the team leader, and Karen Sherwood is here with me this evening. She is the director of agency services. So Karen is the point person on our team who's been with our company for a long time, who organizes and implements all of the traditional media that comes along with any plan that we put in place for our airport partners that we work with. So we are an aviation centric firm. We work exclusively with airports across the country. And we just actually had our 10-year anniversary. I created the team 10 years ago, and we focus on airports just like Santa Maria to help you capture more of the people who live and work around you. to get them to fly with you instead of driving to a larger hubbed airport. So the creative messaging comes from us, the digital strategy comes from us, the traditional media planning and implementation comes from us. And, you know, it's very important to have a firm that understands the challenges and the goals for you in particular, for an airport, because it's a difficult world to navigate. So we have our arms around that, and it's the world we live and breathe every day. And so Carrie and I have developed a relationship over the years, and recently I've spent time with Martin as well. Like Carrie had mentioned, at conferences across the country that we're the main sponsor of, and that we're on guest panels speaking to, you know, all the work that we do together. So Karen, I don't want to steal any of your thunder. I gave you a light introduction, but please do share with the team your role and how long you've been with the company.
So I've been with Advanced Aviation since the beginning, and with our larger company even longer, like 25 years. So my role will be working with your local media, negotiating the best plan for you, and looking at what's got the best return on investment. So as Christina said, we're a digital first, but not digital only firm. So we are just going to look at what's going to be best for you. And I'm open to, if you have relationships that you want to continue and build on, I'm happy to work with that and keep those relationships going. And I'm also looking at the whole landscape myself to see what would work best for you.
And to my understanding, Carrie had shared that 2 of the board members, I believe, had seen the presentation and the strategy recommendations that we had put in front of the airport a few weeks ago. And I'm not sure if the other board members have seen up to this point, but just to give you a higher level overview of who we are, Advanced Aviation is a part of our parent company, who is Advanced Local, and we are the 8th largest media group in the country. And so what that means for you in particular to digital strategies, but also traditional strategies, is buying power, negotiation power, and really just us understanding how to best implement a strategy to achieve pushing out the fact that we've got this new service starting to Phoenix, and we've got a lot of work ahead of us to make sure that the community is aware that the service is coming. We can impact forward bookings. We can have healthy load factors. We can make sure that those planes are as full as possible. We have as much impact on that before the service actually starts as possible, and then keeping the airline happy as we move our way through the course of the next 2 years, utilizing the marketing dollars that come from the grant. Does anybody have any questions about that so far?
I think we're good.
It was
Yeah, so Christina and Karen, our president here, President Nash Moreno, and Director Clayton have seen the presentation. So 2 out of the 3 that are here tonight. Unfortunately, our other 2 are out of town. They aren't unable to see it right now. But then we have Director Brown here, who might have some additional questions. It's in his packet, but I don't know.
I looked through it today, so I got a general idea.
Okay.
Have you worked with the local media, local TV and radios in Santa Maria?
Not specifically in Santa Maria, but Karen can speak to our process of how we get a pulse on the community. And as she had mentioned, really understanding the landscape of the community and the opportunities with local media from a traditional perspective, with radio, television, out of home, which would be billboard, whether it be vinyl or digital. You know, we lean on the team there who already has those relationships established, but then we also uncover additional opportunities that you might not be considering. And because this is our area of expertise and what we do consistently, we make sure that we put a holistic recommendation in place for you to decide to move forward or not to move forward with. And Karen, if you'd like to build on that.
Yes, so I reached out to one of the larger local companies for radio, American Media, and they have, I think, 5 of the top stations in there. The other company was Emerald Media. So I talked to American Media. but I will talk to Emerald as well. I think Emerald is more Spanish speaking radio stations, which of course is going to be important for our audience. And for broadcast TV, I looked at KSBY, which has ABC and CBS and Fox, Channel 12, Channel 3, Channel 11, to look at a TV plan and primarily focusing on local news. We've had good success in terms of working with TV for, there's more engagement. People are paying more attention when they're watching local news versus other television programming. We will measure that against some of the digital OTT streaming tactics we have for video to see which one is more effective for you. But I'm in the meantime, I'm reaching out to these places to see what they can offer. For digital out of home, I think we were considering looking at our digital out of home product that will put your message on screens all over the area, not just billboards. There will be billboards included, but it will also be screens inside other businesses and public areas. So that gives you kind of more bang for your buck there. Do you have any questions, or do you have suggestions that you would like to see?
How long have you been doing it, Karen? 25 years?
I'm
Okay.
sorry, I didn't hear that.
You've been doing this for about 25 years?
I've been with the company for 25 years. Before I did media buying and negotiating, I was in graphic designing, that part, and strategy. So I've kind of morphed my way through.
And just to clarify too, I've been with the firm for 10 years, and I actually started Advanced Aviation, which is a DBA of Advanced Local, our parent company. But I have been in media since I was 23. So I spent 10 years in radio and sales and marketing, and then I spent 5 years in broadcast television. And then I came to the company in 2015. So I started with Watertown Airport here in upstate New York and realized how much I really enjoyed aviation and saw a need for airports like yours and others across the country. And I just dug in. I became really hungry and began to understand the challenges, the goals, the language of the industry, and became entrenched in it. And so here we are, over 150 airports later across the country and internationally. And that's what's bringing us to you here today, is just that expertise and that level of understanding what it really takes to launch new service and have awareness and high level engagement for service that you already have.
How would you use your connections out there with other airports to launch our airport? It sounds like you have all the connections out there. How would you use that in so that we could soak in all the goodness that you can throw our way from your experience and your other airports that you're doing so well with? How can you advance this like that?
Well, the good thing about our firm is that we're going to be targeting an audience that is within your core catchment when we begin this campaign. So people who live and work around Santa Maria that may not actively be utilizing the airport, that may not even be aware that you're there. They might not be aware of the service that you offer or the connectivity that they can enjoy from you rather than taking a drive to one of your competitors. So not so much the airports that we have existing relationships with around, where we live here in upstate New York, but I can speak to the relationship that we have with SkyWest. We are about 8 years into our relationship with SkyWest, and they really lean on us for, I would say, about 98% of all of the essential air service markets that they serve. And then there's other markets outside of that realm that are legacy markets and that are at-risk markets that they serve. One of them being Provo, Utah. I'm not sure if you saw the testimonial or the case study for Provo, Utah in the doc that we shared, but they also had American come to market. We're coming into a year of that in October. Service to DFW and to Phoenix, and You could pick the phone up and you could talk to anybody at Provo, from the airport director to the people at the city level for the city of Provo. And they would talk to you and share that they call us the dream team. And they say that bringing us to the table and really having that synergy with our team, joining with their team, has been critical in how successful they've been with that service, and the fact that they're going to be over 1 million enplanements this year. They also have Allegiant, and they have Breeze, and that's longer, serving them for the past, going on 15 years. But it is, it's something that you could definitely lean on as far as success for the work that we've done with them. SkyWest, you could pick the phone up and you could have a conversation with Dan Belmont or Ted Christensen or the folks at SkyWest, and they would also, I think, endorse our team and the work that we do for how we are impacting enplanements and load factors and awareness, how we've successfully launched additional routes for any of the carriers that are under the code share that SkyWest serves. So I think that it's really just a blend of the work that we've done across the country, but most importantly, owning in on SkyWest, because they will be operating this flight for you. I wish we were there in person too. And we will be. Part of what our plan is, if you do select us moving forward, is, coming to Santa Maria, doing a live shoot at the airport, having it be authentic so that the community really resonates with what they're seeing and they understand what they're seeing is the actual airport. We have a lot of success with that, with doing live shoots with our larger, we call them agency of record airport partners across the country. I know Carrie could speak to that, and there's examples that we included in our strategy document that we'd sent along. A lot of great video work. Creative strategy is really the anchor for everything that we would be doing for the team. The storytelling piece is critical, because if you miss the mark on that, it's not going to resonate with your community. They're not going to understand the campaign, and you'll see that with your bookings. So there's a real strategy that goes into what we put into the document that we sent your way. And I encourage everybody who hasn't looked through that to please look through that, to look at the case studies, to watch the videos, and come back to us with any questions or feedback. That's all welcome, and we look forward to that.
Thank you, Christina. Thank you, Karen. Really appreciate you being here.
Absolutely.
Very cool. But yeah, really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Yep, and I did just want to say one thing about the traditional piece of it when it comes to things like radio and television. Because of the size of our firm and the work that we do, not just aviation, but outside of aviation, we have a lot of buying power and a lot of negotiating power. So when we're planning schedules out and we are vetting out RFPs to traditional media outlets within the communities that we're working with, we're looking for key drive times. We're looking for bonus weight for the schedules that we are asking for. And Karen, you could speak to that, because I know that that's your realm and that's what you do. But I just wanted to make sure that the group understood that there's a lot of conversations and strategy development and negotiations that goes into when we're negotiating a buy.
Right, absolutely. And the more that you talk with some of these local outlets, we're able to get more for your dollar, because we've done it and we know how to do it. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the document that we sent. Yes. So we will do that, and I will get added value. I do. If you have someone from, I think we talked about this before when we talked with Martin too, about having someone from the airport represent the airport on the radio. The TV stations didn't seem to have like a lifestyle program, but for radio, for sure, we could get you on the air to talk about the airport, talk about what's going on, talk about the flights. So those kind of things are, and especially if you get the right kind of station, right? Those kind of things are usually resonate with that kind of news oriented station. There's always like the guy who's I've found in almost every area. There's like the popular news program that everyone listens to, and we'll get you on there if that's something that someone from the airport is willing to do.
Really, and also just the target audiences, I think, are very important to understand. We do understand the business travelers, with BSFB, SpaceX, NASA, the educational institutions that surround the airport, obviously general public. So the fact that all travelers really need to be spoken to in a way that is going to resonate with them so that they can understand that the connectivity that they're about to enjoy on American and American's expansive network is really critical to making sure that this service is successful. The increased capacity, the consistent daily service, and then really future proofing we like to talk about as well. So ensuring that Santa Maria stays competitive and resilient, as we've outlined in our strategy document. We also included some demographic information that pairs well with Air Service development and what you're seeing on your end as far as identifying core catchment, identifying, that business traveler, et cetera. So please do dig into that, but high level bullet points are included in the strategy document. There's a map that shows visitation to the airport from the catchment, zeroed in on zip codes. That's really important. So just understand that our team is an extension of your team, and we're here to reinforce what you're seeing on your end, but also better inform that from a strategy perspective based on the work that we've done, again, over the course of the last decade with airports similar to Santa Maria across the country. So, any questions that you have from the board meeting or at this point too, as I've shined a light on that further information, we welcome.
And I'll add to that it's a full funnel approach. So the traditional media very often and most often is the top of the funnel awareness. And then we're able to target digitally by behavior, by geo, and remessage people when we know that they've been interested. So it all works together, but you can see where in the funnel these different tactics are the most effective.
Exactly.
Well, Michael loves the radio, so he'll be your guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
They can't see me, they can just hear me.
Yeah. He's our radio voice.
He has a
But,
face for radio.
thank you
Face
guys
for radio, there it is.
for joining such last minute and so late where you are. Thank you.
Absolutely. And we look forward to further conversations, and thank you for the FaceTime. And I hope you guys all have a great evening. And Carrie, if you need anything throughout the course of the rest of the board meeting, I'm here. I won't go to bed until you say goodnight.
Okay.
All right. Thank you all.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so that leads us straight into item number 8, discussion and directing staff regarding marketing for air service. We did have a meeting. I think this is the way to go. They have years of experience. This is what they do. They do airlines and air service.
Is this good
Smaller
for you talked a lot about advertising stuff. Was this part of your vision to get this?
I on the airline side, I was wide open and just sitting by and reading materials. I came to the same conclusion.
Can they include into their advertising the customs part of it? Can they be touching on it?
I don't see any point. I mean,
Because it's not the wrong audience.
it's too niche to worry about. This is for the masses. Customs is for a very niche market.
When it comes to custom search, I was gonna add on to it earlier on, since we're talking about it right now, really quickly. That meeting with the SoCal and some.
Yeah, Martin talked to me a little bit about that, so I understand what you're.
Yeah, there was at least 100 different representatives there, and when talking about customs, when talking about our runway, they were all super excited about it. So I think that is definitely the niche that we need to attack when it comes to customs marketing, but right now we're talking about airline.
Now, you've known these people quite a while.
I have, yeah. They're at every conference. They,
Air service conference, air service.
No, no.
development
I
conference.
got it.
yes, yes.
That's what the,
Air
that's,
service conferences, but they present, they're always on panels as experts and they are there with their airports to, show it to the airlines as well.
and they have a relationship with SkyWest Airlines, which
And they have the connections.
They do, and they're gonna use all of our local, I mean, for as far as like the KEYQ channels and the,
Well, I knew she had talked to the guy at American because he's in my river.
yeah, they reached out, and once we asked for a proposal, they asked who all of our local people are, and they contacted them all immediately.
Correct, I did appreciate them saying that this would be, but they would be an extension to our team. Which is great, so that essentially means we get the final say of what goes out, which is per norm, but it's good to have that be conveyed.
I'm okay with this. I think we're probably gonna need to bring it back on a different agenda to do the book with that guy.
Yeah, we'll need a contract.
How much is the total budget we're talking about?
we promised the airline that over 2 years, we would spend, have a marketing budget of at least $250,000. So that's what we're using as a goal for 2 years. Most of that would be up front in the first year, for obvious reasons, because we're getting it off.
Don't see the budget strategy of 176,000, so.
That's for the first year.
73%. Which comes out to the, what we,
Yeah, 'cause
August,
we go
yeah.
heavy year one, really the first 6 months, and we're a month behind.
Where are they based out of?
New York.
Certificate removal.
Yes.
Well, let's just bring it back to the next board meeting and put it on.
Yeah, so it sounds like the direction to staff would be to work with, to negotiate and the committee to negotiate and prepare a contract that could come back with approval for next meeting.
correct.
I knew you didn't want to say it.
My job.
That is correct. All right, any
What
further,
was their names?
Christina and Karen.
No, the name of the company.
Oh, Advanced Air. Advanced Air.
Advanced
Or Advanced
Aviation.
Aviation, sorry.
Advanced Air is
Yeah, yeah. So, Advanced Aviation.
Yeah, the parent company, the big company is out of New York, and, they are out of Syracuse.
All right. Any further questions, comments, in this discussion?
I think I'm good.
I think that would be really a plus for us because it's just the background that they possess. And if they're that good, then I think it would help us.
Awesome. Agreed. Moving on to item number 9, authorization for the president and secretary to execute the service agreement for terminal advertising between the district and Fuse Connect LLC, pending review and approval by legal counsel.
So we do not have a service agreement for you, but we have, we've been working with Fuse, and I'd like to give just some background. What they do is in-terminal advertising. They currently work, 2 of their airports are Santa Barbara and San Luis Obispo. You may be familiar with both. So when you walk through and you see advertising, it's Fuse that is handling that for at least the most part. So it'd be digital displays, but also other, like if you go into SLO, there's an ad for Shumash Resort Casino. It's up on a wall in the typical Shumash, very grass field with a lady at a slot machine. They have a relationship. That's one of their clients is Shumash Resort Casino. So our plan is, and we've included their initial terms or the what they're calling it, key deal term summary that's in there. And so basically it'd be no cost to us except for electricity and comms. We have to get them back to some connection to the internet and assist them running, Cat 5 lines, whatever, very modest stuff. But all the screens, all the actual marketing and getting advertisers, they would handle all of that. And we just get what they're proposing, a 60-40 split. we get 60% of the revenue, which is a lot more than what we're making now, which is 0.
We get 64, we get 40.
We're 60.
I saw 40.
Says 40%.
Well, it's 40, you're right, I got it backwards. Wish I could.
Did they give you any kind of indication of what kind of money we're talking about?
I don't know, I don't recall if we got to specifics of that. I know I talked to the manager up in Sonoma County. They had a different arrangement where they're doing a management agreement. And we shared with them what they were proposing, and they were using the airport's equipment, so the airport was on the hook for all the equipment and everything. We looked at the numbers, and he said, that's a wash. If they're handling everything, you don't have to worry about, that's not a bad deal. That was his read on it. But we could talk to Chris down in Santa Barbara. I mean, I'm sure their numbers are gonna be higher, because they just have many more eyeballs.
Sure, I wonder if they're 60/40.
I think it's probably the same split.
I have their service agreement, that's gonna be our cut and paste, and we'll see. Yeah, we don't have ChatGPT, we have Santa Barbara Airport.
I think it's fine. I think that this deal should be.
I'm sorry, are they 60/40?
I believe it is,
Okay, go ahead.
but
Santa Barbara's 35. They're only getting 35, and that just changed. It was 25.
there you go.
On it.
They better negotiate. I think it's fine. I think that this should be, that Martin should have the authority to go ahead and set up this thing. I
I
don't
see
think,
yes too. I'm sure.
I think he can hammer them a little bit more and find it out, refine it, but I think it would be fine.
Yeah, we'll bring back a service agreement for you to execute, because
What kind of term are they looking at?
well, they're asking for 5 and
5 years.
5 and 5, so that's a long time.
Yeah.
That thing made me nervous. That's beyond my career expiration.
Sure.
So, that's part of the discussion we have to have, if they accept something shorter. But those are the little details we have to work out, but overall, I think it's a great opportunity.
All right, why don't you work them out and bring it back?
So do I hear a motion?
I don't think just direction's fine for now, we'll come back to the agreement,
Okay.
just so we know we're on the right path here.
Yeah.
Understood. All right, moving on to item number 10, authorization for the president and secretary to execute the first amendment of service agreement between the district and Tartaglia Engineering for the landside improvement project.
So I'll just take this off, and John's here, of course. But your board already has an agreement, the district has an agreement with Tartaglia Engineering for certain landside improvements that we hope to get to when we can find the money. We're asking that you amend that to include 2 additional elements of work. As I said, the solar project started, and that required us emptying that parking lot. So the idea is we'd like, once the solar project is constructed, we'd like to take advantage of that empty lot and do a slurry and restripe. So we don't have to do that again in the future. The second phase, it's in your board package. We've been playing musical chairs with FedEx and UPS aircraft, because they were in front of what's going to be Plains of Fame, then we moved them over to the south side, and it's not the best fit with helicopter operations that take place. So we'd like to place them on the ramp just over here, that's now currently transient parking, that's basically not used at all. The issue is, and they're fine with that, their only concern, and we agree, is the condition of the asphalt. It's older, and it's starting to, it's losing fines, and so we'd like to do a slurry project there to firm it up so that they can use it safely. So that is what we're asking in that amendment, is to allow Tartaglia Engineering to manage those 2 phases of the contract. Add those phases, allow them to design and manage those elements of work.
I make a motion and we accept it.
Here, motion, do I hear a second?
I'll second, but I got a question. Can I ask John a question? Absolutely.
My experience with slurry is it doesn't hold up and it actually turns into fog down the road. Is this a different type of system?
President Moreno, members of the board, John Smith, Tartile Engineering. This is a different slurry. I'm completely aware of the product that you're talking about. This airport was victim to that product on the hotel apron. We put down quite a few thousand square feet of slurry that ended up peeling off about 10 years later. This is it's actually a relatively new FAA asphalt emulsion seal coat product. It does not behave like a slurry. First off, I also want to make sure we understand where we're talking about. It's the pavement right here.
I know, it's right there where that one plane's been parking.
Exactly. Where there was the carcass there for about 20 years.
Yeah, nice.
It's right there. So that pavement is shot. This is a oversized Band-Aid to buy us some time. It's in line with, it's the cheapest thing we can find to extend life.
Is it Gilsonite, John?
I'm sorry?
Is it the Gilsonite product?
It's not a Gelsonite, it's the P6, oh yes, it is. P608 is a Gelsonite
I have
product.
experience with this stuff, it's good.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
5 years, but it's pavement underneath's the issue.
Yeah.
But we can't afford to replace it with proper pavement right now.
No, I got it.
Yeah.
I understand that situation.
And I think some of the other issue is that there's still some overall master planning going on for that area. And this might look different in 10 years.
Thank you. Thank you.
So we did have a motion, we did have a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you again, John. And moving on to item number 11, cast a vote for the runoff election for one regular special district member to Santa Barbara Labco and authorization for the president to write in the vote on behalf of the district.
I vote Matthew Moreno goes to, that.
You can imagine.
He's beyond that.
I didn't make the cut.
He can write that in the book, it'd be a negative.
Yeah, so it's between, sorry. Scroll all the way over to, sorry. We have Susan Klein Rothschild from the Goleta Water District and a Doreen Lee Johnson from the Montecito Sanitary District. You guys on?
No.
So I will say this, Doreen has reached out to me. Susan has not, so. I'm inclined to vote for Doreen. Because of that.
Very bright, Commissioner. Did you read the letters?
I did see the letters, yeah, so
I have no dog in this, I don't care.
I also, so.
I agree with you.
So I say yes, you have the price.
Okay.
Yes,
We will go ahead and vote for Doreen Lee Johnson.
Doreen Lee Johnson.
We have a motion and a second.
Second.
Yes, I'll make the motion. You got 2 seconds. Second one. All in favor? Aye. Or was that,
That's great.
That's an important vote. It wouldn't have
No, not at all.
And with that, let's go ahead and go straight into closed session. Thank you, everyone. We exit closed session with reportable actions. Moving on to item number 13, director's comments. The bell hasn't rang yet, Steve.
I have no comment.
We have 4 more months before the end of the year, and there's a lot of things that are happening at this airport. We're taking our hat off to you, Martin. You're doing an awesome job trying to coordinate with the carrier. It's awesome. And making this happen, a lot of it is like herding cats the last 4 months of this year. Congratulations, a lot of moving parts. So,
Just coming up with new things to do too.
let's see how we go. That's it. I think it's great, and we're moving in the right direction.
And we have a lot going on, a lot of great things going on, and watch Family News tonight. Yeah, give a little comment, so that's all I have to say. With that being said, do I have a motion to close?
I make a motion.
I'll second.
Motion and second for adjourning. All in favor?
Aye.